Thank you. Welcome to the December 2021 Nursing Pinning Ceremony at Lake Superior College. I am Kristen Fenlison. All of you know me, but for the live stream audience, I'm the Director of the Associate Degree Nursing Programs. This student group, you guys, represent an incredibly resilient, flexible group of students. Nursing school is a challenge all in of itself, but pandemic learning required a whole lot more creativity and hard work. Multitasking between school and perhaps teaching your kids at home, working. Throughout this program, there's been babies born. As you'll see in some of the photos, people have moved houses, moved cities, moved states. Sadly, not all classmates that you started with have made it through the program and are here today. So this is a joyous occasion, but it also, you might be feeling some bittersweetness. Before we get started on the student portion of the ceremony, I'd like to welcome to the stage Dr. Linda Kingston, who's our Vice President. Thank you.
All right. Well, welcome faculty, students here in the room, and to our family and friends who are online to the Fall 2021 Lake Superior College Nursing Pinning Ceremony. I'm Dr. Linda Kingston, Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs here at the college, and I want to share some greetings with you from Dr. Rogers, who unfortunately was unable to be here tonight. Before we begin tonight's ceremony, and in keeping with our mission of fostering learning through the generation and sharing of knowledge, we recognize that Lake Superior College is located on the traditional and ancestral lands and waters of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, and Lakota Dakota people. We acknowledge the painful history of genocide and forced assimilation efforts to alienate Indigenous and First Nations peoples from their homeland. We honor and respect the many diverse Indigenous and First Nations people still connected to this land on which we gather, and we will continue to support and advocate for the sovereignty of the Native nations. Thank you. Congratulations, LSC Nursing Class of 2021. Today marks the day that you are transformed. Today you change from student to professional colleague within the nursing profession. I'm honored to share this day of transformation with you, along with the amazing staff and faculty and your Dean, Anna Sacchetti-Ernest. We also share this wonderful ceremony with your family and friends and loved ones who were there for you throughout your time here at LSC. Truly, your educational journey has been a collaborative effort of family, friends, faculty, and staff, and you were never alone on this path. So I want to say a special thank you to those individuals, especially those ones that cannot be here in the room with us tonight. All of those individuals who gave their time and their energy and support to get you to this exciting moment. Thank you to all of you, and thank you to the people at home. Students, as you know, you are entering this profession at a historic point in time. You're going to join your colleagues during the continuing global health crisis that has disrupted all aspects of business as usual. You follow in the footsteps of those healthcare providers who have persevered through a myriad of global health challenges over the years of human history. You have chosen to face this current challenge and lend your new skills and your expertise to bring comfort and healing to those in need. You are the world's newest class of heroes. So, wear your nursing pin proudly and in honor of your accomplishments. Never forget your LSC family and know that we are always here for you. Tonight we celebrate your current accomplishment and welcome you into the nursing profession. Tomorrow we'll be here to celebrate with you the next levels of success in your careers. We thank you for choosing to spend your time here at LSC, and we are proud to claim you as our newest alumna. Congratulations. It is my pleasure now to give the night over to your Dean of Nursing and Allied Health, Dean Anna Sacchetti-Ernest.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you all for joining us tonight for our Lake Superior College Nursing Program hybrid pinning ceremony and celebration of you, our nursing graduates, as you make the transition from student nurse to registered nurse. I want to extend a heartfelt thanks to everyone involved in making this event happen tonight. Faculty, staff, and our administration work together to coordinate this event that allows our students to be back on campus for their pinning ceremony with your faculty for the first time since December of 2019, while family and friends are able to watch via live stream. There have been many firsts during this pandemic, and this is yet another example of how we have learned to adapt to an ever-changing situation. Students, your journey as a registered nurse will take you places that you are very purposely looking to get to. Many of you have already decided what specialty areas you want to work in. And your career as a registered nurse will also take you places that you will never expect. And I hope that you remember that you will have the opportunity, regardless of where you work and what role you serve, to impact and touch so many lives. These will be the lives of your patients, their families and loved ones, as well as your colleagues. I would like to share a quote with you from Maya Angelou. As a nurse, we have the opportunity to heal the heart, mind, soul, and body of our patients, their families, and ourselves. They may forget your name, but they will never forget how you made them feel. At this time, I would like to recognize the significant amount of work that you have all put into successfully finish your chosen nursing program. Nursing programs are one of the most rigorous across higher education, and adding in a global pandemic that changed every aspect of how we delivered content added yet another layer of rigor. You are the class that started in the spring of 2020. And like every other class before you, you came in with high expectations and a level of excitement to start your nursing program. And 8 weeks into your first semester, we sent you home for an extended spring break. When we came back, everything was through Zoom or virtual simulation. Our normal busy classrooms and lab on campus were eerily quiet the rest of that spring semester. Over the past 2 academic years, our beautiful nursing lab has continued to be busy with skills practiced and simulation, but not at the same level we had become used to. You have done so much through online and Zoom learning. And now this fall, we were able to bring you back to campus while still carefully following COVID-19 protocols. Clinical sites allowed all of you back in the acute care setting in smaller groups, and you were once again able to prioritize and care for acutely ill patients. With all of these changes that you have been through, we need to remember that with challenges and change come new and better ways to do things. And I am grateful that we are able to recognize you and celebrate you in this once again different way. As you start your careers, after passing your NCLEX RN exam, of course, you will now look to the future and all that it will hold for each of you. 2020 had been designated by the World Health Organization as the International Year of the Nurse and Midwife. That recognition was extended into 2021. Nurses and midwives are identified as playing a vital role in providing health services across the spectrum, from infants and new mothers, providing health screenings and routine care, providing the highest level of acute and ICU care, as well as providing immunizations, health education, and caring for the needs of the chronic disease management and providing care to older adults and end-of-life care. Nurses are integrally involved in all aspects of understanding the social determinants of health, health equity, and health outcomes. In December of 2020, the National Academy of Medicine, formerly known as the Institutes of Medicine, published the Future of Nursing 2020-2030 report. This is the third report of its kind since 2011 that has helped to define the role of nurses at all levels. This report recognizes nurses from the practical nurse all the way up to the PhD prepared nurse. leadership and healthcare policymakers have recognized the vital importance of nursing. The theme for the 2020 Future of Nursing Report is Charting a Path to Achieve Health Equity. In the outlined 14 major points, equitable health care for all will be accomplished in large part by empowering nurses at every level to help create and contribute to comprehensive, equitable public health and healthcare systems that will work for everyone. This includes ensuring that the health and welfare of nurses themselves is also a priority. An excerpt from the report reads, "A nation cannot fully thrive until everyone, no matter who they are, where they live, or how much money they make, can live the healthiest possible life. And helping people live their healthiest life is and has always been the essential role of nurses. Whether in a school, a hospital, or a community health clinic, they have worked to address the root causes of poor health. The history of nursing is grounded in social justice and community health advocacy. Nurses work in a wide array of settings and practice at a range of professional levels. They often act as the first and most frequent line of contact with people of all backgrounds and experiences seeking care. The nursing workforce also represents the largest of the healthcare professions. There are nearly 4 times the size of the physician workforce. There's about 1 million physicians in this country, and there are about 4 million nurses. In their various capacities and given their numbers, nurses are uniquely positioned to manage teams, link clinical care, public health, and social services. This message cannot come at a more important time for nurses, for just within the past few days, executive leaders in healthcare across the state have signed a letter titled, "We're heartbroken, we're overwhelmed." Now more than ever, we must continue to work together and support each other. Nurses cannot function as independent islands. We work best together, and offering support to each other is inherent in what we do. Previous pandemics across history, as well as the horrific atrocities of war, have stressed and stretched nurses beyond reason multiple times over. And the one constant element during all of these points in time is that nurses have stayed focused on providing the highest level of care possible to their patients. They never gave up on what they were called to do. Tonight, students, my message for you is that even though nurses have been pushed to adapt and change in response to yet another healthcare crisis, the core aspects of being a nurse have and will not change. Being part of a dynamic, evidence-based practice team in response to healthcare has not changed. Being a bold and well-informed part of your nursing unit has not changed. Being an advocate for your patients as well as yourselves has not changed. Having compassion and caring for your patients, their loved ones and families, as well as your fellow co-workers, regardless of race, religion, or sexual orientation, has not changed. Being adaptable and resilient has helped keep you focused and given you strength for the challenges you have faced during your education. And being adaptable and resilient will keep you strong as you enter the workforce to help ensure that all patients receive the highest level of care possible. Remember those core values every single day. And in the words of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. As you think about your future and what it truly means to be a nurse, it has been said that the profession of nursing is both an art and a science, and truly both must exist together. The technical must coexist with the caring. The excitement about innovation regarding new medicines and treatments stands side by side with the calm quiet of rocking a newborn baby or holding the hand of a dying patient. Nurses define the meaning of caring from the community and public health care settings, long-term facilities, clinics, acute care, and ICU settings, as well as research and education. You will all make an impact on the people that you care for. So, dear students, to each and every one of you, as you begin your nursing career in a time of great challenges, remember that you are joining one of the most trusted professions on the planet, and the work you will do will not only change the life of that patient, but the work you do will also change yours. I am so very proud of all of your hard work and dedication to completing your coursework over the past 2 academic years. The formats and delivery methods may have changed, but the dedication your faculty demonstrated to delivering the best program they could did not waver. I am so very proud of each of you for your willingness to stick with this and become part of the next generation of nurses, for it truly is the best profession. On behalf of the staff, faculty, and administration of Lake Superior College, congratulations to our December 2021 graduates of our Associate Degree Nursing Program. Job well done.
And now an introduction to our faculty team. As you can see, we have a very robust faculty team. And just a few descriptors that describes them: innovative, dedicated, hardworking. You guys had to be flexible, and they also did, to just convert everything to online, Zoom, work with social distancing, working with less people in the classroom. Amazing. I wanted to call the names of the ones who are here. Joel Krochak, who also put together this slideshow. Aaron Nygaard. Danny Ernest. Jacqueline Simon. Carissa Anderson. Tracy Santier-Rieger. Andy Kaplan. Sarah McNeil. Nick Z. And Tracy Mosier, who's also the director of the Practical Nursing Program. I wanted to also thank Cheryl Campbell, who is in the back and likes to stay behind the scenes. Cheryl has done a tremendous amount of work to make this pinning ceremony happen, but along the way, from the time before you started the program and throughout the program, she has seamlessly been working behind the scenes to make sure that it's smooth. We also have Carol Dinius, who is admin assistant for the Allied Health Department. And we have the nursing students who are here volunteering with the beverages. The IT department helped to set it up, and the maintenance set it up and take it down. We also have the live stream company here and a professional photographer. So, now the history of the pinning ceremony. Nursing students, you've been told from the beginning of your nursing program probably that nursing isn't about you, it's about the patient, right? But the pinning ceremony is all about you. It's to honor the hard work you have put into this program. So we were very grieved, as were you, when we found out it had to be modified and your family and friends weren't able to come. But I also want to say that across Minnesota, some of the nursing programs canceled their pinning ceremony altogether. So I just want to thank our administration who made this day happen. And again, not just happen, but live streamed with a professional photographer and everything. So thank you, the administration. The pinning ceremony and nursing pin originated a long time ago. Florence Nightingale, you've heard of Florence, correct? She is called the pioneer of modern nursing. She was first awarded a Red Cross. She then passed that on to her students. In the early 1900s, it became a formal pinning ceremony event as a way of us welcoming you to the profession. And again, as a way of honoring all of the hard work that you have put in these semesters. You started here as a student and you walk out of here as a nurse. We are all nurses. We are now equals. This year we are adding in a candle ceremony, a candle lighting ceremony as well. It's a visual representation of us kind of passing the torch to you, so to speak. Florence Nightingale used the candlelight or a lamp or a torch to check in on her patients during the nighttime. And that light in the dark is also a great visual for what nurses are. Society looks to nurses as respectable, I should say, and trustworthy. Lights in the darkness, offering hope and inspiring hope in some of the darkest times. When I went to nursing school, we were directed to request the person who was most influential in our nursing school success to pin us, to put on the pin. Since family and friends weren't allowed to come to this ceremony, we didn't want to take that honor away from you, so Anna developed this lanyard system, so we will put the lanyard and pin on you, but then you can take that and ask the person that meant the most to your success to put that on later. So today we welcome you to the wonderful profession of nursing. Our class is divided, as you know, into the morning and afternoon cohort. We'll have one student chosen from each cohort to speak to their nursing group, and then we'll read the names of the students. The chosen student from the morning group, who will come up now, is Sarah Coley. Sarah also served as a nursing student representative with our faculty meetings. Sarah, welcome to the stage.
About 2 years ago, we took our seats in the first class of our nursing education journey. We were nervous, clutching our red bags for dear life, and completely oblivious to how much our lives were about to change. Slowly but surely, we started to figure out how to manage our time and navigate through D2L, Kaplan, and PrepU. To those people at home, I know you still don't know what a PrepU is, and you are so sick of hearing about it. But just bear with me, I'm going to talk about you in a second. Back to the stars of the show. We were finally starting to manage our time about halfway through the semester, on top of the world, thinking we had this all figured out. The universe decided we were too confident and threw a global pandemic into the equation. After a few weeks of uncertainty, we traded the classroom and scrubs for our computer screens and sweatpants. There was frustration, a few tears, and a lot of adjusting, but we persevered. We made it through the first semester, and what an amazing feeling that was. We had a collective sigh of relief and took summer break, expecting to be back to normal in the fall. But we were wrong. COVID college was our new normal. We accepted the hand we were dealt and just made it work. We had highs and lows, and we struggled at times, especially poor Dennis, who had to learn how to use a computer. But you know what? We did it. There were times I thought we were impossible, but we did it, and I am so proud of us. We juggled coursework, the pandemic, homeschooling our kids, working crazy hours in medical facilities, layoffs, marriages, divorces, new babies, and the effects of social isolation, but we still did it. While we learned about the world of nursing, we also learned a lot about ourselves. We learned we are more intelligent, strong, adaptive, and resilient than we ever expected. This experience and realization will make us better nurses and better people. I feel like I'm really tooting our own horn here, but I think today we can make it work. It's okay. All right, those of you at home, put your phone down. I'm about to talk about you. People say you don't truly know what nursing school is like until you're in the program. And they're right, but only partly. You all know what it's like. Those of you watching from home who loved and support us were the glue that held us together. You watched our kids so we could study. You settled for us, You accepted us stressed out and crabby. You settled for takeout dinners. You tried to console us when we were upset about getting 80% on a test, even though you thought that sounded like a pretty good score. You volunteered to be our patient so we could practice skills even when that skill was administering an enema. You celebrated our victories with us, and that's why you're staring at a screen right now. Your undying support for us is something we are so grateful for. We thank you, and we love you. Nursing faculty, I didn't forget you. First, I want to give a special thanks to Anna and Cheryl and all the people behind the scenes that made this happen. It's so important to us that we can all get together and just have a good send-off. But to the instructors, thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for adjusting your curriculum so we could graduate when we planned. Thank you for not laughing at the ridiculous things we did during skill test outs, or at least waiting until we couldn't hear you. Thank you for challenging us, encouraging us, and advocating us. Even you, Joel. So to my fellow future nurses, it's time to spread our wings and fly in the real world of nursing. We have so many amazing opportunities in our reach, like the chance to annoy everyone with our critique of medical dramas, or be the first person everyone in our family calls when they're sick or injured. But we also have the opportunity to touch lives, to strengthen our community, and to be there for patients when they need someone the most. The world can be a tough place for nurses right now, so don't forget to take care of yourself. Advocate for your patients' well-being as well as your own. And if you ever start to feel like the road is too rough, remember you survived COVID nursing school and you can do pretty much anything. Never underestimate what you are capable of. And most importantly, my friends, I want you to know the Big Daddy special today is a Reuben with a pound of fresh cut fries for $10.99. Thank you. Sydney Anderson. Julie Bargoyette. Mary Barfield. Randy Kajacob. Talia Ekbom. Melanie Firmakis. Trina Gendron. Dennis Hagen. Paige Hunker. Chelsea Hughesby. Abigail Johnson. Beth Johnson. Rachel Kirkpatrick. Del Killinen. Liz Killinen. John LaFrance. Jessica Miller. Taylor Ryder. Kaylin Sell. Brianna Shackleton. Taryn Charbonneau. Ryan Sabanya. And Grace Stevens.
Congratulations to the morning cohort. Next up is the afternoon cohort, and our guest speaker will be Kelsey Eichstad.
Well, guys, we made it. I'm sure many of us thought this day would never happen. It's been a long, hard, exhausting road, but we worked hard and we burned it. When I was trying to figure out what I wanted to say tonight, I thought back to the first day, the first week of nursing program. Like many of you, I was terrified. Sure, I was excited, but still terrified. I had heard the stories of how hard it would be and how much work it was going to be. I remember walking into the classroom, looking around and thinking, okay, I guess here it goes. Then there's that first assignment, which I'm sure most of us failed. We all got our grades back and all had a mild freak out. How could we fail our first assignment? How are we going to make it through the entire program if we couldn't cite things correctly or know how to sign a nursing note? The instructors want to tell us all the different websites we would be using, how to access everything, where to upload our assignments. Everything that first semester was so overwhelming. Then there are the tests. Tests in nursing school are unlike any other tests you will ever take. The questions that you stare at and try to figure out what the words mean because they seem like they're another language. You look at the choices and they're all correct, but you have to figure out which one is the most correct. The dreaded select all that apply. You stare at the answers thinking, well, only one of these seems right, but it's select all that apply, so it's got to be more than one. Or the opposite, you look at them, they all fit, but it can't be all of them. That would be too easy. Then there's the anxiety of submitting the test and waiting for the computer screen to show you how you did. But guys, we did it. We passed the test, we answered those questions, and I can say, at least for myself, I wouldn't have made it without the help of my family and friends and the students that I have become so close to and have been so critically important for me to have my study group and to lean on. I thought everyone was being a little dramatic and people would tell me that I would be fine just plugging on my own. Kelsey, you got this. Well, it turns out my study group turned out to be more valuable to me than just about anything. I want to thank them for being there for me and for putting up with all my middle of the night texts and questions and freakouts. For those of you who don't know, I work overnights and I tend to forget that everybody else is asleep when I'm awake. They've become very close friends of mine, and I know we'll stay in touch with each other. Now, while the study group has been a huge part of my time through the program, so has the laughter that the entire afternoon group has had together. We've had some stories that we will take with us, that's for sure. One of them that comes to mind is when Dana took her role as a patient during SIM a little too seriously and decided to actually take the pills that were given to her. When she realized we weren't actually supposed to do that, there was a mild panic and everybody freaking out trying to figure out what it was that she actually took. Don't worry, guys, she was fine. Or there's the time when Steve decided to tell us about his heart issues, and we all looked at him like, oh my God, Steve, please do not pass out and die on us. We're not actually ready for an emergency right now. Don't worry, he's also fine. Another time that comes to mind is during sim class, and I saw this gigantic fat suit that I had to wear. I not only had to try to climb into it, but then I had to try to climb into the bed. Once in bed, all you could see was my feet sticking out at the end, and my head would pop up once in a while. And don't worry, there's a picture of it in the slideshow later. Joking aside, it wouldn't be right unless I were to mention the big black cloud that hangs over everything right now, COVID. It has affected so many aspects of the last 2 years. There's the obvious, being that our friends and family aren't here to join us tonight. Hopefully, many are watching the live stream so they can at least celebrate with us that way. Then there was all the all-at-home learning we had to do. We left on our break semester 1 and didn't come back for quite some time. All the videos I had to do of myself testing out different skills, like doing an enema on a pillow, or making my husband step in and be my patient while I did a full assessment on him. We also had to do it multiple times because I kept forgetting which cranial nerve I was testing. While it has all added to the difficulty of our education, it also did something that I am extremely grateful for. It has made us stronger. It has molded us to be more able to adapt to whatever changes are thrown at us on a day-to-day basis. Nursing is an ever-changing profession. It is something that requires a person to be able to constantly grow and change along with it. This is something that we have mastered, and we will be better nurses because of it. I wanted to end with a quick story of something I came across during one of my clinicals. There was a patient, for confidentiality reasons, I'll just call him Joe. Joe was a fully independent person that had ended up getting COVID over the summer. He opened up to me and told me about his story. He's been in the hospital since getting COVID. His only goal was to get strong enough to get home by Christmas. Things weren't doing great. He wasn't making the progress he was hoping for. He found himself sinking into a depression and being less and less motivated to do the work he needed to do to be able to get home. As he put it, he was in a severe funk and couldn't get himself to care about anything. Then one nurse walked into his room, took a look at him, saw in his eyes that something was not right. He simply asked him, "You don't look right. What's going on? Let's talk about it." The nurse pulled a chair next to him and sat by his side while he opened up and talked about everything that he was feeling. Joe said that that was the turning point for him. He saw the nurse genuinely cared about him and took the time to sit down and listen. He said he felt a new wind and a new motivation that he did not have before. I'm happy to say that Joe now will be home with his family for Christmas. I tell you this to remind you that yes, we may know the medications, we may know the procedures, the different diseases. We know what to do in emergent situations. But nurses do make a difference. We need to remember that. We aren't there just to carry out doctors' orders. We are there to take care of people. Always remember the reason why you chose to be a nurse. Don't lose that compassion. Take time to ask, how are you doing? Take the extra minute to listen when your patient is willing to talk. It could be a turning point for them. You never know the difference that a simple action can take. And take time for yourself. Your profession is only one part of who you are. It is not everything. Take that day off to relax. Enjoy time with family. It is so important. I'm so proud of each and every one of us. We did it. We actually made it through. I know we're going to be amazing nurses. Now we just got to take on the NCLEX, but don't worry, guys. We got it. Kayla Amelins. Kaylee Anderson. Delaney Barrett. Taylor Berglund. Madison Wiesman. Cole Browen. Myself, Kelsey Eichstead. Emily Enoch. Nicole Hansen. Catherine Hartley. Allison Jack. Steve Sapine. Dana Takovitz.
Thank you, Kelsey, and congratulations to the afternoon cohort. Next up is our candle ceremony, the thing we're trying differently today. We are going to read the Nightingale Pledge. It does say God in there. Don't feel obligated that you need to say that. There's also some big words in there. Deleterious. Anybody know what deleterious means? Harmful or damaging. So I'll move out of the way, but you also have it on your chair, I believe. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession faithfully. I will abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous and not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping and all family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. With loyalty will I endeavor to aid the physician in his work and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care. Thank you. I know that you wanted your family and friends here today, so I chose that video because that is what they would be saying to you. You did a good job. The world does need you now, and you will be joining healthcare at a very interesting time in history. Shine your light bright. Be the light in the darkness, the hope when situations seem hopeless. Press forward and keep doing well. I'm sure there were times during the program where you felt like you were prioritizing school over being a partner, a parent. It might have made you feel like you weren't doing the best job. But on behalf of your family, your friends, LSC administration, and faculty, we're here to say that you did a good job. You did an outstanding job. Anna always cries, and I used to judge on the sidelines. Ha ha ha. And now the tables have turned. You did an outstanding job. Now, to wrap up the night on a light note, I've included some memes for a little humor. On the left, can you guys please recommend books that made you cry? Your Bruner and Suter, Hinkle and Cheever. And then the one on the right, I made this one. I would do all of those things. But what would you do first? So that every question or every answer is right. But what would you do first? So, my meme on the right reminds you to keep on studying. Go to the boot camp on Monday. Attend your Kaplan review course. Keep on studying. Please let us know when you've passed your RN and what RN jobs you have lined up. Your success is our success, and it makes us so happy. And when we see you out there in the community, we are thrilled and proud to see you out there. Keep moving on in your education. Get that baccalaureate. Consider going on getting master's or doctorate. As you know, for those of you that aren't high school grads, it's kind of hard to get into the school thing. So once you're on that momentum, keep it going. Congratulations to the class, December 2021. Welcome to the wonderful profession of nursing. Thank you for choosing Lake Superior College and trusting us with your education. Thank you for attending the pinning ceremony. Help yourself to the cookies, to the hot chocolate served by our nursing student volunteers. You did a good job. Thank you.